Assalamu alaikum students, 9th standard. We were studying about laws of motion. Now motion means anything which is moving. Now there are two types of motion, rectilinear motion and circular motion. What do you mean by rectilinear motion? Motion along the straight line is known as rectilinear motion. Motion along the straight line is known as rectilinear motion. For example, moving of car along the road is a rectilinear motion. Okay, and circular motion is motion along the circular path. For example, moving a movement of hands of the clock, it is moving in a circular direction. So this movement is known as circular motion. See, movement, rectilinear motion, circular motion. I have drawn the diagram. Now circular motion is along the circle. Now rectilinear motion, में you have got equations. Some equations are there. Okay, there are some equations in rectilinear motion. For example, there are three equations in rectilinear motion. V is equal to u plus at, s is equal to ut plus half at square, and v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Now I need you should know what is v, what is u, what is s, what is t, what is a. So v is final velocity. U is initial velocity. What do you mean by initial? It is the velocity at the initial time, at the starting. V is final velocity at the final state. S is the displacement. T is time, and A is acceleration. Okay. Now all these are the what you call vector quantity. You have a scalar quantity of velocity which is speed. You have a scalar quantity of displacement called distance. Okay. So V, U, S, T, A. These five things you should know. Now these are the three equations. Now I am proving only first equation graphically. See, if I draw a diagram, that body has started from point A till B. Body has started from point D till B. Okay, this is the graph. So I have written over here, initial velocity is u, that is OD. Final velocity is OC, that is V. V is OC. Okay, and time is OE. And acceleration is what? If you see the earlier video, what is acceleration? It is change in velocity upon time. So change in velocity is what? Final velocity minus initial velocity. Always change is final velocity minus initial velocity. So it will be V minus U. Change in velocity will be what? V minus U will be change in velocity. But what is V? It is OC. And what is U? OD. So OC minus OD upon. Are you understanding? Okay? If you type OC minus OD. Now see over here. Come back to the graph. OC minus OD. OC minus OD. What it will become? CD. So OC minus OD becomes CD. A is equal to CD upon T. If you take T, it is dividing. If it goes over here, it will become multiplication. So CD is equal to A. CD is equal to AT. CD is equal to AT. Now V can also be written as CD plus OD. V can be also written as CD plus OD, and CD is what? It is AT. We can be written as AT plus U. A is equal to U plus AT. This is the first equation of rectilinear motion proved graphically. Now you must be thinking, why I have not written S and V square? Okay, this is just to get an idea as to how these three equations can be got graphically also. Okay, what you need to know is, you need to by heart these three equations, and there may be time that questions may be asked related to numericals, may be asked related to these three equations. You need to know all these. You need to utilize these three equations in order to solve the equation graphically. All these three equations can also be proved graphically, but I have just given an example of one. As this is a video, we need to know when we come back and meet at school, we may be trying these two equations also graphically. If you have got time at home, you also can refer and you also can try on your own. And if you have any doubt, you can call me on my number, or you can call me on my number, or you can ask me on the comment box. So this was all about rectilinear motion. Now coming to circular motion. Now motion cannot be always on a straight line. Okay? Motion cannot be always be on a straight line, or also on a circular mode, circular line. So circular motion. Okay? For example, a top is spinning, that is a circular motion. Okay? Now what happens over here? The velocity at every point changes. Now what is the difference? Velocity means magnitude and direction. So over here the direction is this. Over here the direction is this. At every point the direction is changing. See, the direction is changing. So velocity at every point changes. The speed will be same, but direction changes. So circular motion in which the speed is constant, it is known as uniform circular motion. Again repeating it, circular motion in which speed is constant, it is uniform circular motion. Always remember, velocity cannot be constant because velocity deals with always magnitude and direction, because direction changes at every point, so velocity changes. But speed is constant because speed is not related to direction. Okay? Then you have got two laws: Newton's first law of motion and Newton's second law of motion. What does Newton's first law of motion state? It states that any object is a state of rest or in uniform motion until it is acted upon by some external force. Uniform law states that, again I am reading it, the law states that any objects continue to remain in state of rest or in uniform motion along the straight line unless it is acted upon by some external force, and that force should be unbalanced force. Now for example, I have drawn one diagram. This is the beaker, this is the cardboard, and the point is put over here. Okay? You make it at rest. After some time what you do, you hit the cardboard. यहाँ पे आप cardboard को मारो. You hit the cardboard. The cardboard will fly away, and you will observe that this point will come over here. Now, as you are hitting the cardboard, the coin should also travel further with the cardboard, but that is not happening. That is not happening. Why it is not happening? Because this coin is in the state of rest. This is not acted by an unbalanced force. This cardboard is acted by an unbalanced force, so this will remain over here. Same way, when you jump out of the what you call bus or car or train, and you don't run, you fall down. Why is it so? Because when you were sitting inside a train, you were actually not moving, but the train was moving. So actually, to the phenomenon, it was considered that you also were moving. When you go out of the train, when you jump out of the train, you need to run a little, because in order to match that inertia. Understood? And Newton's second law states that, okay, momentum. Newton's second law states that rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force applied. Rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force applied. Now, this law was considered because, for example, this is an object kept over here. Okay? If I want to move this object, I can move it by two types of ball. One is big ball and one is small ball. Okay? Now, if I consider a big ball, see, I am drawing an example. I am rubbing this. Just see over here. This is the object. Okay? And this is a big ball and this is a small ball. I want to move this object. Okay? This ball is A. This ball is B. This is having mass 5 kg and this is having mass 2 kg. I can move this object by both the balls. What I need to do, I need to take this ball and hit it on this object. I need to take this ball and hit it on this object. I need to take this ball and hit it on this object. Now tell me one thing, where will I apply force more? Will I hit with this ball with more force or this ball with more force? Obviously with this ball. So depending upon the mass of the object, the force applied also changes. Depending upon the mass applied, and if force is constant, velocity will change of this. Because for example, I hit with this ball, okay? The velocity weight which will it move will be less. If same force is applied over here, the velocity with which it will move will be more. So either you change the velocity, either you change the force applied, or you change the mass of the ball. That will bring about a change in velocity. So this concept was studied by Newton, and then he came to a conclusion that by changing the mass and velocity, if force is same, either if I want to take the force same, I will have to change the mass or the velocity. If mass increases, velocity will decrease, and if velocity decreases, mass will increase at constant force. So rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force applied, and velocity is in the direction of force. For example, if I hit the object from here, the object will move in this direction. The velocity is in the direction of force applied. This is the second law. Statement you can mesmerize, but this is the what we call the formula mv minus mu upon t is equal to rate of change of momentum. Then if you consider mv minus u upon t is equal to the force applied, so rate of change of momentum is equal to, and v minus u, change in velocity with respect to time. Over here, come back again, change in velocity with respect to time. What it is? It is a. So F is equal to mass into acceleration. This is Newton's second law. Now, law of conservation of momentum. This states that what do you mean by conservation? Jitna pehle, vitna baad mein. Whatever will be in the first initial moment should be there in the final. So same thing it is written. Magnitude of total final momentum is equal to magnitude of total initial. Initial of the pehle, final of the means baad. So I consider two cases, A and B, the two balls, and if they are hit, okay, with different velocities. A का mass is m1, B का mass is m2, initial velocity u1, initial velocity u2, final velocity is v1 and v2. Okay, now see, this I will hit in this direction, force, and this will I hit in this direction. So F2 is equal to minus F1. Direction is changing. Okay, F1A is F1 and F1B is minus F. F2 is minus F1. Are you getting it? Now final velocity v1, I told you final velocity is v2. Now P before collision, momentum. Momentum का formula क्या है? It is mass into velocity. See, mass into velocity. So before collision, मतलब initial. So initial velocity will come m1 u1. After collision m1 v1. ठीक है? तो m2 मतलब F2 is equal to minus F1. What is F? Force is mass into acceleration according to this second law. So m2 acceleration is what? Final velocity minus initial velocity upon t, minus according to this force is on the separate minus m v1 minus u1 upon t. If you solve this is the homework for you. Solve this basic multiplication and solve. You will get m2 v2 plus m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2 plus m1 u1. In each final momentum, addition of final momentum of both the ball is equal to addition of initial momentum over the ball. So this is law of conservation of momentum. So now what questions will come from this chapter? Newton's first law can be asked, Newton's second law can be asked to derive it. These law of conservation can be asked and should be proved by diagram and both this, okay, both by diagram and by solving it. So this is the homework for you. I am writing over here. This is the homework for you. You need to solve over here. M2 V2 minus V1 upon T is equal to minus V2 minus U2 upon M V1 minus U1 upon T, and you need to solve this and you need to get this. This is the homework for you. And graphically cannot be asked, it may sometimes be asked, but questions related to these three formulas will be asked from this chapter. Jazakumullah khair. If you have any doubt, you can call me or give a comment in the comment box. I know this chapter is little bit difficult, lot of concepts are there, but on video, just understand the basic concepts. Once we get back and meet, we will again discuss about the various concepts of this chapter, and I will give a brief revision of this chapter so you understand it well. This is a finished chapter. It is a bit difficult, I can understand, okay? But try to see the video again and again and get to know all the concepts very nicely, okay? And just try this. Just try to solve this and get this, okay? So that you get a confidence in solving, okay? Basic questions can be considered next time. Jazakumullah.